My name's Aaron, welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I'm viewing Creed Vétiver Geranium Eau de Parfum. This is £198 for 100ml. The notes are Granny Smith's apple, bergamot and lemon, vibrant geranium, warm cinnamon and rose, hearty patchouli, cedar musk and relaxing amber. Fantastic. I've never really spoken about the Vetiver and Geranium. I thought when I'm going to start doing these reviews is start showing you raw materials and talking a little bit more on technical chemistry point of view along with the reviews, because I think you would appreciate that. Here we have our fragrance samples, all full-size bottles. I've engaged with the higher self. Let's get testing. I'm expecting a lot for this amount of money, I'm going to be really honest with you. So this is very eloquent. I'm going to give it that. This is a very eloquent formulation, and I'm very relieved actually, because when dealing with Vetiver and Geranium, they tend to be either do floral. Geranium's quite a floral compound with lots of geraniol in, and Vetiver just sits heavy and dense and can be quite noxious. This is done well, and I'd really hope for nothing left, to be honest with you. I'm going to show you Vetiver for those of you who haven't seen it, and then I'm going to describe it for you the best way I can, and then I'm going to talk about something else. So this is Vetiver. Now the one thing you should notice is the thickness and flow, and that in chemistry terms is called viscosity. And things which have a thicker flow generally would bind to the skin and not work with projection, and things that are much more viscous and move, have that sort of sheer movement to it, aid in that sort of projection. And a perfumer's life is continually balancing viscosities, which can, the thicker something is, the more it's going to bind to the skin, the more sheer it is, that sheer flow, the more it's going to aid in projection. That's sort of generally what sort of happens. So this is a thick, resinous, moss-like raw material. So I'm going to try and describe it to you. It is thick, green, moss-like, dense and bitter. And it's a fantastic raw material, and it can be manipulated in lots and lots of different ways to do lots and lots of different things. But I consider, because of the viscosity, I consider it a base raw material, and that's how I think of it as a chemist. I think of it as thicker raw materials tend to act on the base, more viscous and sheer raw materials, volatile raw materials tend to act on the top note. So citruses move. It's not particularly the most pleasant raw material, but the magic happens within formulations. Absolutely based on ISO Super and some clean white musks, and that's sort of what I would expect with this, because this, I would imagine, is going to go off into an ambery. You would just sort of think those sort of things to make these traditional raw materials smell quite modern. You would want to add in ISO Super, you'd want to add in some interesting musk, some really up-to-date musk and things to smooth it out. Actually, that's really what I'd want. You'd want ambroxan in there as well, actually, to make this smell up-to-date. So this smells really, really sort of current and up-to-date, and that is a combination of the ISO Super, Hedione, ambroxan, clean white musks as the base. They're smoothing this off with some really nice wood compounds. It just smells smooth, and the smoothness in the formulation actually comes from either the major raw materials, lily of the valley raw materials, or from sandalwood raw materials like Bangalore. All those sort of things can smooth the formulation out, and this would need really smoothing. It smells expensive and it smells eloquent, and the reason it smells expensive is because of the amount of naturals. The moment you push naturals up really quite high, things smell expensive. When you tape them off to 1 or 2%, between 1 and 10%, things smell more high street. This absolutely doesn't smell high street. This to me smells like really eloquent niche perfumery. And I hate the word niche because I think it's all perfumery, but this to me smells eloquent, different and unique. I wonder if it was a French perfumer that did this. It smells really French. I could imagine a French boutique having this. So this undoubtedly has the lemon to aid in the projection. This is going, because of the naturals, this is not going to go off. You're not going to have that electric smell. You're not going to have that acidic smell. You're not going to have that revolting smell that comes with massive cashmere and linalool acetates and all these sort of acetates things combined with sort of metallic notes in it that can push it into an acidic direction. This is natural. This smells very natural and opulent and clean. On to my final thoughts. This is using raw materials that I really like. So you have seawood in there. This is a very, very good Chypre, and if I ever did a Chypre fragrance, this is sort of the direction I'd like to take it actually. I have to be really inspired. This doesn't really inspire me. I do really like it though. To me this smells very classic, and I can't imagine somebody who likes like an Ambroxan Monster would like this. I actually think they would really dislike it because of the amount of naturals in this. So this is a different type of person that would like this. It has some really clean notes and some clean floral notes in there, aid the projection. So let me go through my marks with you. Technically this is really, really good, and this is a really good way to manipulate a high percentage of naturals with aroma chemicals to make it smell natural and to make it smell up to date and make it smell current. So this gets a 4 out of 4 because the technicality is really good. So it's setting my mind off, which is quite interesting, and watching my mind change. Do I think it's worth the money? So this is dead on what it should be actually. I've just looked at the price, thought it was for 50ml. So £195 for 100ml is about £100 for 50ml. I think this is dead on worth the money actually. Do I like it? It's missing something and I can't put my finger on what it is, and this is what's got rattling around in my brain, you see. There's something missing for me, and where I think it's excellent, so it's got the sort of the very natural feel to it and it smells very eloquent, it's missing something. It's bright, there's brightness to it. I think I would like to see some wood molecules put into it. It's missing something and I can't put my finger on it. It feels finished, but I would love to see it finessed slightly. I would love to see some, I'm surprised, if I'm really honest with you, that Javanol and Bangalore and Nolimbanol, all of those sort of raw materials weren't put in the core actually, and I think that's what's missing. And this is from me going into work mode, you see. I'm sort of, but I think it smells very eloquent. I think it smells very French. I'm going to mark this an 8 out of 10. As I said, the 2 marks are coming off is just because I'm being finicking and I'm sort of thinking about, I would like to finesse this slightly by adding in some wood raw materials to smooth it out and some wood raw materials to aid in that sort of projection. Also as well, it's very, very tart. It's sort of starting to dry down, very, very tart. So maybe some sweet orange combined with the awesome lavender. It's missing something. That's the only way I can say it to you, because I'm sort of thinking about adding to it some Spanish lavender would be really awesome in this, and some of those sandalwood raw materials put in the base, and some sandalwood of course. It just sort of feels a little bit sharp, and I'd love to see it just very slightly rounded, but I do think it's awesome and excellent, and I've quite enjoyed it. So if you love that review, thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content, lots of moving hands, and lots of fragrance reviews. I hope you're staying safe and well, and I'll see you soon.